Today on Wolfpack Weekdays is going to be the first ever wrestling rant. Roll intro. Welcome back to Wolfpack Weekdays, guys. Welcome Jake Harman back to the channel. It's been a while, and what the fuck just happened? Okay, so we were watching TLC, and that main event, we're just going to jump right into the main event.
Are we?
Yes.
That's the order we're going.
Straight into the main event because that's fresh in my mind.
All right.
AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose in a TLC match.
Solid match.
Great match.
Yeah.
Great match. A lot of good spots. The ladder on top of the table, elbow drop through the table on AJ Styles, the phenomenal elbow, the 450 splash through the table. All really good spots.
Oh, the 450 splash.
That was great.
Boy, howdy.
But what the fuck just happened? James Ellsworth comes out, neck brace and all, and pushes Dean Ambrose off the ladder when he's going to win it to the table. Why? Once again, one thing we've been talking about all night is that we don't really get WWE's storylines a lot of the times. Man, I really don't get this one.
Well, I mean, to summarize the, when you say storyline, half the time, I feel like it's literal half the time. I mean, like I was telling you before, the brand split. It's been a few drinks. With the bland split.
Yeah.
No, a lot of people were saying, well, you know, this gives more limelight to this and that and the other. You
yeah,
get more
which
faces,
is great.
Which is great, and that has been happening. But I feel like we went from one 50-50 show to two 50-50 shows.
Pretty much.
And that, I think you could mostly summarize TLC on that. You know, you got a 50-50 pay-per-view. It wasn't good, wasn't bad. It's all right.
Hold on.
All
I
right.
just want to make sure, we're pretty much in focus. But
I was just looking up Nico's asshole.
oh, cool. Thanks.
Good deal. Oh, boy.
It's tough. It's weird because this is the first time ever that TLC has been one separate entity. I'm
not the only one drinking.
We've been drinking. Entity, and it's weird. Being that it's only SmackDown Live, you see a lot of limitations within the pay-per-view. It was a great pay-per-view. I was actually really surprised by it. One match in particular that was really good was Baron Corbin versus Kalisto. I was really surprised on how great that match was. But it's just really odd to see less talent at such a big show as TLC, where I feel like that should be a dual branded thing.
Definitely should be.
But what happened is that it was still all right. And with this James Ellsworth thing, I just don't know how to feel about it. It was good, but once again, they're doing this weird thing where they're turning somebody heel who doesn't need to be heel because he's already over as a babyface. I don't know why they hate babyfaces. We determined, there's three? No, not even three anymore because one of them lost. Two of them lost. There's only one babyface champion in the entire WWE right now, and that's the New Day. That's it. Kevin Owens is a heel. Roman Reigns doesn't count. Okay, Roman Reigns is the botch king. He's horrible. I don't know why they keep pushing him. But anyway, Kevin Owens is a heel. Miz is a heel.
Yeah.
The Wyatt family's a heel.
Yeah.
Who am I missing? Alexis Bliss is a heel. Well, Sasha Banks is technically a babyface.
Yeah, but we don't even know where that's going.
We don't even know if she's going to lose the title again.
Yeah, well,
because she's lost the title every time she's won it.
Well, I would like to think. Well, I would like to think. I would like if she just didn't win it back a third time in 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, as controversial as it might be, I know people love Sasha Banks, but Jesus Christ.
If they would just keep the title on one person so it could actually build and become reputable instead of this whole hot potato title shit they're doing right now.
I'm just upset that we don't get our Charlotte Asuka match. But I feel like we're getting off track. We want to jump to the main event.
I mean, we might as well say it. Asuka, Shinsuke, Samoa Joe.
Yeah. Overdue.
Insanity. already should be called up. All 4 of those people and teams, I guess, should be called up.
I don't know. I feel like before you insanity, before you bring up sanity, I always forget their sanity because I want to call them insanity.
Did I call them insanity?
You just called them insanity, and that makes more sense to me. But
they're like one of my
sanity.
favorite factions, but I've been drinking so much that instead of insanity, I said it again. Instead of sanity, it's insanity.
It's going to be a trip to edit.
God. I mean, it's fine. I'll just keep it pretty raw for you guys in the Wolfpack.
Yeah.
You get to see what happens when Ego drinks.
When we go raw. Jesus. In particular, I mean, you know who needs to move up from NXT now, right?
I mean, it's pretty obvious who should be called up.
Who's that?
Shinsuke.
And?
Sanity.
And?
Samoa Joe.
I would say before Sanity, there's
Asuka.
Fucking tag team you're missing.
The Revival?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Revival's good. I could see them being called up.
It's not about them being good. It's like, what are they going to do? Win the championship a third time after defending it for a year?
Yeah, there's not much left for them in NXT.
Yeah, and if someone's going to take those New Day titles.
And I like DIY. I was happy when they won.
No, I'm happy for them. Great
that
for them.
Double kick
It's not going to
amazing.
go long.
No, they're going to get beat by somebody and get called up.
Well, at this rate, it looks like... God, I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of the Authors of Pain. And
you're not a fan of the Authors of Pain?
I'm really not. They're...
Oh, man. I don't know how to feel about them. I like them and I hate them. It's a weird love-hate.
Sometimes I like their in-ring work. Mm-hmm. But then, as a character divide, I don't know.
They're
what their
very
place
basic.
is.
They're basic. They have one thing. They're Samoan wrecking machines. That's it.
I feel like they're trying to work. What's their manager's name?
Oh God, dude, really?
That guy,
the
Professor
bald guy,
Xavier, with
the
a
bald
goatee.
guy who's been in the wrestling business for like 40 years.
Yeah, Xavier with a goatee. My thing with that is, it feels like they're being promoted in this indestructible, almost beast-like character that Lesnar is.
But that's what they did with Ascension, and look where they're at.
Well,
they're on the pre-show and
here's the difference.
Fucking team tag.
Brock has Paul Heyman. The Authors of Pain have silent Xavier with a goatee.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't.
There's no Brock Lesnar.
They don't
for
promote
them.
themselves, and he doesn't promote them, and it's just this silent orgy of edginess.
Right.
It doesn't work for anyone.
Edge. So much edge.
We have not jumped into that main event.
Oh, yeah. Once again, guys, we have been drinking. It's what we always do,
No.
with my best friend, Jeek. But we usually drink and watch the pay-per-view most of the time to make it better. Because WWE is.
Hey,
sometimes.
we might watch it tomorrow and be like, it's 5 out of 10. We thought it was 7.
Yeah, I would give it an 8. That's a pretty good.
Ooh, an 8?
It's a pretty good pay-per-view.
I don't know. Is 5 average?
Yeah, but anyway, the main event was great. Now that we're gonna wrap around to it, but the James Ellsworth spot, I don't get it. It starts out with James Ellsworth coming out, and then AJ Styles picking him up to do a style splash off of the steps again. Like he did on SmackDown Live. And then Ambrose saves him. Dirty Deeds on the steps. Once again, a finishing move on a foreign object, and it doesn't mean shit. Once again, WWE. He got back up in like 2 seconds.
But here's the thing. It did take a little longer than 2 seconds. But 2, I would say, most and foremost, because we both know what you're referencing. Which is the accolade on top of the steps with
the chain on Roman Reigns.
I
hate Roman Reigns.
If AJ broke out of that, I'd still be mad. But at least it's AJ.
At least it's AJ. Yeah.
So when we're saying someone took a Dirty Deeds on some steps, I feel like it's important to emphasize. Well, it wasn't.
It wasn't the end.
It
of the
wasn't
world.
perfect. It wasn't Roman.
It wasn't a great ending. Is what I guess that's what we're saying. Is that the whole James Ellsworth spot is going to lead into the stupid storyline where Dean Ambrose doesn't care about the title anymore, and now he's going to be going after Ellsworth.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
Which I don't know. I'm split on how I feel about that plan. I will say though, no matter what happens now, to the strength of the pay-per-view, I feel like we both had our preconceptions.
Yep.
My big one was that I honestly, even though we didn't bring this up before the match happened, and maybe it's because in my subconscious I didn't even think it needed saying. I don't know. But I think we both knew there wasn't going to be a title headline match between these two without Ellsworth showing up.
He was going
to show up.
He's too integrated into the storyline.
Who won or lost from
I think
there?
we said this. I think we said this like when we were watching fucking like the 10-man tag in the pre-show. We were like,
Maybe,
well, Ellsworth's going to show up.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just kind of know it. But I will say, to its credit, I don't know where we're going from here. To its credit, no matter what happens now, I'm happy that something happened there at the end. Ellsworth came out and we both had our expectations.
Right.
And then when he pushed that ladder off,
it surprised us.
Not only did it
was a
surprise
shock
us,
moment.
I was holding my head like this.
Yeah.
You literally got out of your chair and paced back and forth from the door to the TV.
Yes, I
asking me what
the
just
fuck
happened?
What the fuck just happened?
What happened?
What just happened? What just happened?
And
yeah,
I
did that.
like I said, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know the strength of where it goes from here, but I will say to the advantage of the pay-per-view, when you're pacing around like that, asking me what the fuck just happened. And then in the time it takes for me to take an after-show piss, you set up the camera because you need to vent about it.
Right. Yeah.
It's a good ending.
Yeah, no, but once again, it's the same thing they did at Survivor Series. The main event was a shocking moment.
That's true.
They're trying to get a cheap pop out of everything. And instead of building up these storylines and building up these champions, they're just changing titles around like it's fucking hot potato.
Yeah.
And it's not working. And this is why I say Lucha Underground is better. You know, it's like, yeah, the title has changed a lot recently, but that's because of the storyline that's built up to it. You know, there's a huge storyline that is going along with it. Whereas WWE, it's like, oh, well, Alexa Bliss is like, you know, she hates Becky Lynch and blah, blah, blah. And, oh, she got a really good... I mean, the ending... Let's just say the ending of Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch was amazing. The trip up to the powerbomb, that was...
Did she ever get a Twisted Bliss in?
No, she never hit a Twisted Bliss. She hit that powerbomb to win. She never did the Twisted Bliss. She went for it, but it just kept not happening. Okay. Which is fine. I mean, it's a tables match.
Yeah, no, it was a good match.
It was a good match.
It was a good ending to a good match.
They did fine, and overall, the pay-per-view was, you know, fine. It was great. It was a great pay-per-view. Roadblock's gonna suck, but TLC was pretty good.
I'm gonna cut you off. What's happened? Okay. I feel like we're both like, Roadblock's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Like, oh, why do we have to have Roadblock before Royal Rumble? Ugh.
It's like,
it just doesn't make any sense.
Have you ever been in a situation where... God, okay, I hope you keep this. So,
the longest pause in history.
The analogy that comes to my head.
The situation of
Have you ever been in a situation where you're like, I could go to sleep or have sex?
Oh, yeah, many times, yeah.
And then that girl walks in the room and you realize, I'm gonna have sex.
Yeah, it's like, well...
That's what I feel like Roadblock is.
You're my girlfriend? Yeah, okay.
I feel like Roadblock is that girl.
Right.
Where I'm like,
I'll just deal with it to get to the good stuff.
I could go to sleep, but I'm gonna keep up. You're really pushing it on me.
Right. Roadblock is the
Let's have sex so I can go to bed.
Yeah. Roadblock is the sex you don't want.
But here's the thing. I say that. I cannot tell you what's happening other than that headline. KO versus... What else is happening?
New Day versus somebody. They haven't announced it yet. But they're trying to do this whole storyline where they're trying to get to the record and they're trying to be all heel about it. And I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. I don't get why they're doing it.
Are they even trying to be heel? I can't detect
They are.
It.
They're winning by pulling tights.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I forgot. They got a cheap win.
They've gotten 2 cheap wins.
Yeah. Which, God, if you're as over as the New Day...
Why do they need it?
No, that's the thing. Like,
They don't need it.
You're gonna need so much more than a cheap win to turn them heel.
Once
Because
again,
the New Day could give cheap wins for the next year, and people are gonna cheer every fucking time Big E throws Bootios in a unicorn horn.
once again, they're turning people heel that don't need to be fucking heel.
Yeah.
They're doing it for a cheap pop. It's like, that's the name of Mick Foley's fucking comedy special, and it fits WWE perfectly. Cheap pop. Because it's just, they just want to get the quickest surprise pop they can possibly do just to keep you guys watching and see what happens next. Because it doesn't make any sense. There's no storyline building up to it. The storylines that do build up to it don't build up to a surprise twist. They build up to a war. And then they don't ever present a war. It doesn't make any sense. And I don't know what the hell they're going to do on SmackDown now. Because Dean Ambrose is basically out of the title picture. Who the fuck is AJ going to battle?
Well, he's...
Are they going to make Bray Wyatt go after the title and then make Luke Harper, Randy Orton be the champions? I don't get it. Which is, honestly, I kind of like that idea.
What was your idea? I was trying to think about where it goes.
Bray Wyatt going for the World Heavyweight title and then making Luke Harper and Randy Orton be the tag team champions?
And then maybe they fail and have like a jealousy feud.
It's
but
kinda,
all this
it's
sounds
kinda like
so good in our heads. There's no way they'll do it.
It's kind of like Shield 2.0, which they're never going to do. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I guess we've been doing this for 16 minutes. I think this is good enough. We've reacted pretty heavily to TLC. You have any closing thoughts there, Jake?
Jesus. Where's the Breezango bump? Come on. Where is it?
That's never gonna happen.
Fashion police? Love it.
Okay, the fashion police thing is pretty funny. Don't get me wrong.
Handing out tickets that say
it's fun. Okay.
Gross.
The moment in Survivor Series where JBL was like hyping them up and then they gave him a ticket was really funny. I thought it was great. But
So the question when does Breezango take it?
It doesn't. It doesn't. Okay, so if the Ascension, who are great wrestlers with a great finisher and great tag team moves, don't get a push, Breezango's not going to get a push. Okay?
So
it's sad. It's sad, though, because in reality, both of those guys are really good wrestlers. Especially Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze is a fantastic wrestler.
Since you got me back into wrestling these past couple of years, Fandango was someone who stood out to me right away as poor gimmick, good wrestler.
Yeah.
And then they stuck him with, gimmick, good wrestler.
It's the same thing as, this is down in NXT right now.
Yeah.
Sanity is having a rival. Well, Eric Young from Sanity is having a rivalry with No Way Jose.
Yeah.
Okay, No Way Jose can never succeed on the WWE roster.
Why not?
You can't use a wrestling gimmick and make it a dancer. It doesn't fucking work. They've done it a million times over. Xavier Woods, when he came out. What was that guy's name? Big heavy dude. Tattoos everywhere. Brodus Clay, I think his name was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The funk, whatever. The
Funkadactyls. Those guys never had a chance. Even though Brodus Clay was a great wrestler, they never had a chance because they have these dancing gimmicks. The only dancing gimmick I've ever seen that's actually any good is DJ Z from TNA, who is the X Division champion. And even him, he's not even really a dancing gimmick as much as he is an EDM DJ gimmick, which is good and it works. But they're never going to get these people who do dancing gimmicks to work. They got to get Fandango on something else. They have to get No Way Jose on something else.
Do you want to break up Breezango?
No, because that's probably the only push they've ever gotten in the past 2 years.
I was about to say, what else is WWE
since Dolph Ziggler and Breeze. Breeze.
What did that last? A month and a half? 2 months?
Yeah, a month. Yeah, it was bad. They've relegated Breezango.
I feel like their rivalry was we're both blonde and attractive.
Yeah, and it was a good idea.
And then Tyler Breeze did something that made Vince push him down.
Summer Rae was in the mix. Anytime Summer Rae touches anything, I think it's going to fail.
So she touched Tyler Breeze and then Vince was like, you're doomed.
Summer Rae. That's how she got her job.
Wait. Oh.
She's not a wrestler.
Hand
She's
job.
not a fucking model. She's not. I don't know. Okay, so guys, the camera can only record 20 minutes at a time, and I drunkenly forgot that. So
Boy,
we
howdy.
had 20 more minutes of rant that we have to fill in now. Okay, so we're gonna do this in the simplified version. Okay, the main event was decent. The James Ellsworth spot is stupid because it means Dean Ambrose is out of the title picture.
I don't know if it's stupid. I generally don't know what I feel yet. I am happy that it was an ending that brought me to shock, brought you to your literal feet going,
Yeah,
what the
I was
fuck?
pacing, yeah. Here, let me say this. Wow,
Yeah.
though.
That
Okay, so what we said in the rant you guys didn't see was that I think Bray Wyatt is actually going to be pushed for the solo, and it's going to be Luke Harper, Randy Orton for the tag titles because they won them tonight. Which we talked about, I think wasn't on there, but we think Heath Slater got hurt, and that's why the match was rushed to the finish with the RKO on Rhino and everything, because there was a really weird botch with everything, which I think was on there, but I'm just covering all the bases. But yeah, I think Bray Wyatt's going to go for the World Heavyweight title because, like I said earlier, can you think of anybody who is a solo competitor that would go for the World Heavyweight title besides Bray?
You know who I think could,
Who?
but I don't want to?
Who?
Baron Corbin? Because where does this push go?
I don't know. I feel like they have to build him up more before he gets to that point.
That's what I feel.
They have to make him just start dominating everybody who moves.
But I
him-
want to say the natural next rivalry would be like a Dolph Ziggler, but they did that, and it's like...
if they push Dolph Ziggler for a world title again.
Oh, well, no. I don't think they will, but... Man.
I just don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're planning, and this is something
I think I could appreciate an angle where it is Bray,
right.
and you have Luke and Randy trying to
make it
work
happen.
together.
A Shield 2.0.
And it falls out.
A Shield 2.0. Basic.
I don't know if I go that far.
It's basically that. Because think about how Dean Ambrose kept his United States Championship for so long. It was because of Roman and because of Seth. Like, I don't know where they're going with it. I don't know what their plan is. All I know is that it's going to be an interesting Tuesday when SmackDown comes around, because they basically have just said that heels win everything. So I mean, there's only one person, no, two people. We've determined two people that actually have titles that are baby faces, and that's Sasha Banks and New Day.
Well,
we're not talking about Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns doesn't fucking count, because they should have turned him heel about... Oh, God. They should have turned Roman Reigns heel months ago, but they didn't. So now it's too late. And I don't know what their plan is. I don't know what they plan to do. It's going to be an interesting couple weeks. But we actually talked about NXT in the part you guys didn't see, how NXT doesn't work. Because NXT brings in these super veterans.
they're bringing in too seasoned of
People.
what will they say? Amateurs. Shinsuke Nakamura
Is
he
not an
hasn't
amateur.
been in an American promotion before. It's
Congrats.
like, yeah, but the dude entered with his premiere match against Sami Zayn to a crowd who just acted
Knew
like
him.
they gave him.
Knew him.
He gave them their first orgasm
The
ever,
problem
and then he
is-
put on one of the best matches of the year.
Yeah, the problem is that they know these people. They expect these people not to expand their knowledge out of WWE, but they do. Like us. Like, I watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, Lucha Underground, AAA in Mexico. I watch Ring of Honor. I watch all of these promotions. And these guys are coming from this. Shinsuke Nakamura, champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling. AJ Styles, champion in TNA, New Japan, AAA, Ring of Honor. He's been all around the world. So is Samoa Joe. All those titles, the same as his. Asuka,
you-
New Japan Women's Champion, multiple times. these people are too experienced to be in NXT, but they can't move them up without a story, and they basically ruin the NXT product if they move them up.
And I feel like you don't need to watch 6 promotions to know where these people are at. I for one, I mean, I was telling Nico earlier, I would love to watch Lucha Underground, but I feel so preoccupied
With WWE.
since the brand split with
Yep.
WWE, SmackDown, NXT, etc., etc. I'm like, where the fuck is the time for all this? But just based off the crowd reactions, I mean, it's the audience clearly knows when Shinsuke Nakamura showed up. Everyone was hyped as fuck.
Yatasa!
Yeah, and it's it's really out there, and it's not a problem of bringing those people to NXT. It's
a great thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing. But once you've done it for every title.
Basically
you have
outside
the
of
women's
WWE.
and the men's championships,
Yep.
both made up of foreigners who you knew were
Are
above
really
and beyond the
experienced
competition to
of
begin
NXT,
with.
yeah.
Yeah. So then you end up with this oversaturation of 10 people who we all know could and should be moved up,
Yep.
but you brought them all in within
NXT.
half a year in NXT, and you have to.
You have to
really
replace
draw
the
it
talent.
out. Yeah.
You have to replace the talent. And
Yeah.
that's what happened with Finn Balor, is they did it right. Finn Balor lost to Samoa Joe. Okay? Great storyline, great matches. Finn Balor tries to get it back. He doesn't, and immediately gets drafted to Raw. Immediately. Because he was ready to be pushed up. They set up a storyline to push him up, and he was. And then what happened? He won the fucking Universal title. And then got hurt. But irrelevant. So now you have these people down in NXT who are too good to be in NXT, but are without a way to get to the main roster without hurting NXT.
Like for example, Asuka. Who
Way
could
too
she
fucking good.
possibly use the belt to right now? Fucking no one. But what are you gonna have her do? Move up with the
Ember
belt?
Moon.
Ember Moon.
Ember Moon's pretty good.
Ember Moon's
But
good.
they've been doing this weird tag team thing with Ember Moon instead of pushing her to fight Asuka.
Who she's tagging with?
The blonde chick I talked about with the backwards hat.
Oh, okay.
She's hot, but I don't know her name. Liz Taylor, I think it is. I don't know. And
I don't know
some
who
other
Liz
girl.
Taylor is, but that's a person. Google it. I don't. I really want to, because that might be an actress. I want to.
Anyway, I don't know what they're going to do, because come Royal Rumble, you're going to see at least one NXT star come up. I honestly think it's going to be Samoa Joe. I honestly think it's going to be Joe. I think he's ready. I think he's been ready. I think they're finally going to push him to the main roster.
I mean, now that we know, and this time, since we're reshooting, I can say spoiler alert,
right.
because last time
We
when
did.
we went overtime, Nico just said it. But spoiler alert for NXT.
My bad.
We have an information leak that
Yeah.
Shinsuke does win the title back.
Yeah.
So
this episode of NXT this Wednesday is in Osaka, Japan, and they already pre-recorded it, but WWE for some fucking reason released that Shinsuke wins the title back from Samoa Joe.
So it only makes all of the sense in the world that we would see Samoa Joe in the Royal Rumble.
He's going to come up. I mean, look at what they did with AJ Styles. AJ Styles came in last year at the Royal Rumble, and I mean, one of the biggest pops I've ever fucking heard. The music starts hitting, and nobody knows who it is, and then it says, "I am phenomenal," and he walks out, and everybody just goes, "Holy shit, it's AJ Styles."
It's such a fun crowd point of view to watch on
Yeah.
YouTube if you just have 20, 30 seconds to watch from the crowd's point of view. The words "I am" pop up,
and then
and
phenomenal.
everyone's kind of anticipating a little. Then it
They're
just
like,
says the word
"Is
phenomenal.
this really happening?" Yeah.
And it sounds like
Number
50,000 people just had an
fucking
orgasm.
2 of all things, because they had to
2.
give him an entrance, plain and simple. The reason he was number 2 is because they wanted him to have an entrance. That's it. That's the reason, and it worked, because now he's the champion. He's one of the biggest people in WWE, and he deserves it because he's been working his ass off for years.
I mean, you didn't have the fallout with wrestling that I did over the years. Have you ever seen anyone move up as quick and without...
As quick?
as quick as AJ. Like, it's just they knew his record in the second.
I mean,
he got
I
there
saw
from
the
Royal Rumble,
I
they were
saw
like,
the rise of John Cena, because he went from United States champion
what was
to
he called at
undisputed.
first?
He was
didn't
John
they?
Cena, but he was the Doctor of Thugonomics John Cena. He wasn't the hustle, loyalty, respect, never give up John Cena, where he's the Make-A-Wish guy.
I remember seeing like a premiere of him where he looked like he looked like a clone Terminator super soldier that like just come out of cryo sleep.
Sort of. I don't know. He was good, and he was probably the best they had at the time, which is why he got such a push. And he won the United States title off a Big Show, if I'm remembering correctly. And then he came out with a spinner United States Championship, and then he loses it, and then he goes straight to the WWE Championship. I mean, it was like that. And that's where the spinner WWE Championship came from. That stuck around for years, which was ugly. God, that title was ugly. But, I mean, he's probably the only one I can compare to with AJ Styles, because AJ Styles literally just showed up, and he was world champion within a month and a half. Like, he was right there already. And it's just testament to how good he was outside of the WWE.
When was Battleground?
June?
June. Because Dean won in Battleground.
Right.
And they had the split
Then they
right
split.
after that. And
Right.
Dean held it against a match that I cannot wrap my head around.
It was
How
AJ
him
Styles.
and Ziggler.
No. Oh, yeah, it was Ziggler.
Yeah,
What the fuck was that?
Championship match with Ziggler.
Yeah, what the fuck was
was
that?
so bad on both of them. I
It was
cannot wrap my
so
head
bad.
around how their formula was so off.
Because they were just trying to force something.
Yeah.
Anyway, irrelevant at this point.
Yeah.
AJ Styles had such a push, and that's the problem, is you can't push these people who deserve it, just like AJ Styles did, like Shinsuke Nakamura, Asuka, Samoa Joe, The Revival, Sanity. Am I forgetting anybody that you can think of in NXT right now?
Who should move up,
who
but
should have
can't
moved
because
up
of
a long time ago.
oversaturation?
Yeah.
Wait, Ty Dillinger. In my opinion,
Okay.
Ty Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger is good.
How long has
Don't
he
get me
been in
wrong.
NXT?
Don't get me wrong, he's good. The 10.
No, not just
10,
that.
10.
I
No,
think
it's
he
great.
sells moves.
No,
I
he's
think
great.
he's-
No. That,
Okay.
His chant is great, but
All right.
he's a great wrestler. He does a great job.
That's right.
But I don't see him on the main roster. I don't see him on the main roster until an
I could see him in
Intercontinental or
Continental.
a United States Championship thing comes up. You know what I mean?
Just fucking take it from Roman. God, just
Stop pushing Roman. God.
roadblock. More like cockblock.
God, Roman, if he fucking wins the Universal title,
No.
I am going to boycott
That's
fucking
not-
WWE for months. I am so done with this forcing
When is
Roman.
roadblock?
The 30th?
30th, okay.
That might be wrong.
I was about to say, if
I
you
think
move...
no. Wait, the 30th is a UFC pay-per-view. I don't know when Roadblock is, because the 30th is Ronda Rousey versus Amanda Nunes and Dominic Cruz versus Garbrandt.
If Roman Reigns wins, and I don't want to give you incentive, but if you've already moved to Tennessee for film school, and Roadblock happens, and Roman Reigns wins, I will drive to Nashville, Tennessee, to tell this fucking camera how angry I am.
If he is a double champion, I will be pissed.
God.
I would be pissed. Okay, you know what? We need to go ahead and end this,
Yeah.
because we've done this twice now. We basically covered everything, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, once we got past the first 20 minutes, we just keep ranting about different
We just
things.
ranted about everything WWE.
Yeah. Knowing our luck, that camera's about to
Die.
have not been recording.
Yeah, it's about to die or something.
We're going to re-record another 20 minutes of us.
No, we're only at 14.
Well,
But yeah, Wolfpack, sorry this is kind of ranty and weird. We've been drinking because we always drink when we watch WWE because that makes it
and
better.
this boy's moving, so, you know.
Yeah, we got to enjoy
Gotta
the time
savor
we
it.
got, yeah. But yeah, we
Closing statements about wrestling in general.
how about
what you
just
hope to see,
how about
what
just
you want to see?
no, just how about TLC?
TLC. I think Breezango looked great.
There wasn't even a Breezango in there. They weren't even in the 10-man tag at the beginning.
Not this year.
Oh God. Main event was good. Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss was good. Baron Corbin, Kalisto was good. Everything else was kind of mediocre.
Pretty much the second half was pretty good.
The second half of the pay-per-view was pretty good.
Yeah.
Right now, we're probably just going to go look up some other wrestling videos. I'm going to show them some Lucha Underground. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, even though it was weird.
I'm going to just Google Alexa Bliss's butt for like the next 20 minutes.
Alrighty then. This Wednesday, guys, I got a video coming out right here that is the 10 best wrestlers in the business right now from around the world. That means Lucha Underground, New Japan Pro Wrestling, WWE, AAA, everything. Based on a scoring system that me and a couple friends did based on our list. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. Check it out on Wednesday. That's when it's going to come out. Yeah.
I wasn't surveyed, but let me give you a little
I
sneak
tried to
peek.
survey you.
Well, it's only because you said out of all promotions.
And you don't watch every promotion.
I don't know
Like to give you a
how
little
you
hint.
find that time. Well, hey, numbers aside, let me give you a spoiler alert. Number one spot, Bo Dallas.
Yeah, well, he sold the move. Anyway, guys, thank you to Jake for helping me out with this video. Love him to death. Thank you, Wolfpack. Love you guys, and I will see you next time.